Hey everybody, back with another video. Hope you're all doing real well. So today what I'll be getting into is the whole topic of recoding variables, that is creating new variables in a new column out of the existing variables, or out of the existing values of another column. And so there's a couple ways to do that in Polars. It offers you a variety of methods to do that. The method I'll be covering today is using the .replace method. And so I'm going to start this program out similar to the way we always do. Just going to start by reading in the needed libraries. So we're going to be using polars today. Then I adjust the options just to improve the quality and look of the output. I'll be redirecting the output to a log just to make it a little bit easier to read. And the data I'll be using today, as in the previous videos I've been doing on polars, is the population data set, which is just a data set of population or county level and state level population estimates. And the particular variable I'll be recoding today is I'll be recoding the state name column. So Alabama, Alaska, that kind of thing. And I'll be recoding these into a state abbreviation column. And so to do this, the first thing I'm going to do is filter the data set down using the .filter method to just states, because we're not interested in every single record here. We're just interested in the states to make sure that this recode we're going to do is going to work. And so we pass in a logical test that says if sumlev is equal to 40, then keep those records. Everything else discard. And so to maybe give a little context to that, if we look at this data set we're working with right here, we notice some records have this 040 sumlev value, others have this 050. 040 corresponds to the state records. Everything else is counties. So because we only want to work with states, we're going to go ahead and keep these. And so there's a lot of different ways you can use .replace. It's a very flexible and very fleshed out method. The way I use it is I pass in a Python dictionary. This is just some state names and values that I downloaded from the internet. A Python dictionary, which is a list of key value pairings, and you pass that into the .replace method. And of course, so what it's going to do is it's going to look for the key in a given cell. So if it sees Alabama, it's going to return AL. If it sees Alaska, this literal text, it's going to return AK, and so on and so forth with the rest of these. And so it's very easy to specify this type of recode. So the way we do it is we start out by creating a new data frame, or in this case I'm just leaving it the same name as it started out with. So this data frame we created, it's called states. We say it's equivalent to states.withColumns, and because we use with columns because we don't want to exclude any columns from the output, we want all the columns in addition to the ones we're about to create. And then we name the new column on the left-hand side of an equal sign. So we call this state abbreviation, or just state abbrev for short. And then on the right-hand side of the equal sign, we do the data manipulation. And so we say state abbreviation is equivalent to state name. So we point to the column we want to manipulate with PL call. And then in quotes, we have the name of the column. And so we kept this. We can see this column name up here in the keep method that we did up there at the import. And then .replace, and then we pass in the dictionary, this state dictionary. And again, what it's going to do is it's going to search for this literal text and replace it with a new value in this new column we created. And so there's a couple different ways to create new columns in polars. I have an alternate right here. So another way to do it is you just start with the data manipulation you want to do. So here we want to manipulate the state name and do a replace with this dictionary we specified above, and then you name the new column by using the alias method, and you give it a new name in the argument for alias right there. So the rule here is that you can use one, you can use the other, but you can't use both in a given processing step. So in this with columns processing step we set up here, we can either use this method or we can use the aliasing method, but we can't do both. And so we'll just go ahead and run this and see how the results look. Clear that out. So we run this by just typing in Python and then the name of the program, replace.py. Okay, so here is the output. And so here's the original column we started off with, and here's the new column that we created, state abbreviation. And this looks really good, but we did notice that we missed one. This District of Columbia record did not get recoded appropriately, so we'll just take a look back at our dictionary and see if we can figure out what happened. And sure enough, it looks like it just wasn't in the list, so we can just add it real quick here and finish off this recode. And maybe I'll just space these out so it looks nice. Okay, so we'll go ahead and run this one more time and see how it looks. All right, so we see that District of Columbia record was fixed, and it has the appropriate abbreviation now. Okay, guys, that's how you recode a column using dot replace and polars. So what this does, it approximates a long series of if statements. So it uses if logic. This does not use if-else logic or if-else-if logic. That's a pretty key distinction. I'll show you how to do some if-else-if logic to recode variables in a subsequent video later on. But thanks so much for watching, and I hope you all have a good day.